In a world that has been dominated by the Western powers for centuries, a new alliance is quietly rising. The BRICS nation, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are challenging global landscape. But will their growing power challenge the dominance of the West? Let's explore the shifting of power for the BRICS nation and its potential to reshape the global orders. The BRICS group was formed in 2009 with a vision to promote cooperation among emerging economies and challenge the established global financial system. Initially, it was just a convenient group of five diverse countries, each with its own unique political, economic, and social challenges. But over the years, these nations have become a force which needs to be recognized. Together, the BRICS nations represent over 40% of the world's population, 25% of the global GDP, and a significant portion of the global trade. From the world's largest population in China to powerful emerging markets of India and Brazil, these countries are not just passive players, they are shaping the global stage. When we think of global economic powers, we often think of US and Europe, but BRICS nations are quietly catching up. India and China alone makes up nearly 40% of the world's population and are home to rapidly growing middle class. In fact, China's economy is the second largest economy in the world and India's is projected to surpass that of US within the next decade. In past, BRICS countries have experienced significant economic growth with China and India at forefront. Meanwhile, Russia and Brazil are emerging as major players in emerging markets, and South Africa is asserting itself as economic hub for Africa. Collectively, the BRICS nations are not just economic giants, they are reshaping the global trade pattern. But it is not about economic power. Politically, the BRICS nations are flexing their muscle. In a multipolar world, the collective voice is growing louder. At summits, BRICS leaders discuss issues that transcend borders, from climate change to global security. The groups has called for reforms of international institutions like the United Nations, the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, demanding a more inclusive representations of the global south. For years, global governance has been heavily influenced by the Western powers, but BRICS bloc is now challenging the status quo. They argue that global decision making needs to better reflect the interest of emerging economies. One example, the New Development Bank or NDB established by BRICS in 2014 to fund infrastructure projects in developing countries, bypassing traditional Western dominated financial institutions. Beyond economic and diplomacy, the BRICS nations are also expanding their influence through military and strategic alliance. While BRICS is not a military alliance like NATO, countries like Russia and China have been involved in joining military exercises, showcasing their growing defense cooperation. Russia, in particular, in positioning itself as a counterbalance to NATO, while China has steadily increased its military presence in South China Sea, leading to tension with US and its allies. While India is often caught between the West and Russia, it is also strengthening its military ties with the US and its Asian neighbors while maintaining its historical ties with Russia. The growing geopolitical complexity within the BRICS nation highlights how these countries are increasingly asserting themselves on the global stage. But with BRICS growing it to power and influence, it's not without its challenges. For one, the BRICS nations are not monolithic. There are significant ideological and economic differences within the group. China's growing influence often clashes with India's regional interest, particularly in South Asia. Russia's geopolitical ambitions, including its action in Ukraine, and other layer of complexity while Brazil and South Africa have their own distinct priorities. as each BRIC nation has its own national agenda. Finding a common ground on issues like trade policies, human rights, and security can be tricky. And although the group promotes itself as a voice from global stage, its internal divisions may limit its ability to act cohesively. So, will the BRICS nation succeed in challenging the Western dominance? The short answer is it's complicated. On the other hand, the BRICS countries are making in shifting the global balance of power. With a growing economic footprint and expanding network of strategic partnership and increasing political influence, they are positioning themselves as key player in a multipolar world. But at the same time, challenges remain. Despite their growing influence, BRICS countries still face a significant hurdle. The dominance of US dollar, the deep-rooted Western alliances, and the stability of existing global institutions remain formidable obstacles. To truly challenge the Western power, the BRICS will need to overcome these divisions and represent an unified vision for the future. The BRICS nations have come a long way since its inception, and they are undeniably reshaping the global landscape. However, whether they are challenging the Western dominance on a long run, this remains to be seen. One thing is clear though, the rise of the BRICS nation marks the beginning of a more diverse multipolar world order. As we look ahead, the balance of the global power continue to evolve. The question isn't if the BRICS will challenge the West, but how they will navigate their own differences to become a stronger and more cohesive force. Only time will tell. Thanks for watching. But what do you think? The BRICS nation reshape the global orders, or will the internal challenges hold them back? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insightful videos on global geopolitics. See you next time. Till then, peace.